Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Just catching up on my reading. The book always gets me. Bad jokes aside, I'm bored. And today, we're not making baked oats. I know. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. So I saw this on TikTok. I know. Horrible sentence to start any video with. But they actually looked good. This creator actually made something really good looking. So he made like batter fried chicken McNugget, McDonald's kind of knockoff dealy, where it's like a wet batter fried and it just looks like a, chicken McNugget, but good. Like actually good. So that's what we're gonna do. But because I'm me, we're gonna do a few extra stupid bullshit steps. My only issue with the video was at the end, the sauces they dipped it in was just regular barbecue sauce and ketchup, which is fine. But when I get McDonald's, when I used to get McDonald's, the sauce for nuggets, sweet and sour, no question. And then once, maybe every 3 years, barbecue. So we're going to make 2 dips to go along with it. And we're going to make these 2 sauces based on old recipes that they used to use in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Back when I assume they still tried. With the help of the Internet Archive, which I will link this down below as well, there is a PDF of all the recipes, how-tos of what's available. Not everything is like 100%. Some are just a really close, like, knockoff recipe, but still pretty good. So we're gonna use those recipes to make our sauces and then still follow the TikTok to make everything as accurate and tasty as possible. Along with the creator of the original video and where you can get the Internet Archive info, I will have the recipes typed out for all you lazy boners out there that just want to see the recipe in a row and be like, oh. So it'll be there for you, all right? So today we are making the dips, turning chicken into nuggets, frying the nuggets, plating the nuggets, and then eating the nuggets. So I was gonna immersion blend this, but I don't know where it is. So we get to deal with Mr. Big McBlender again. First up, a 1/4 cup of peach and apricot preserves. 2 tablespoons light corn syrup. 5 teaspoons white vinegar. 1½ teaspoons of cornstarch. ½ teaspoon soy sauce. We're just gonna do a little splash. Nope. 2 kisses. And then ½ teaspoon of yellow mustard. Boop. Boop. Hit it with a little salt and a little garlic powder from the heavens. And now we're gonna blend it on low to incorporate it and then get this in a pot. Pour it right in. We're gonna bring this to the stove and simmer for 5 minutes. We want this bad boy to thicken up. Smells good. It's not quite it, but it's still tasty, so let's let it chill and see where we're at. The barbecue sauce is just 3 ingredients. And by ingredients, I mean 3 different things that already are filled with ingredients mixed together. So number 1 is original Kraft barbecue sauce, 1/2 cup. Next is 1/3 cup of Bullseye original flavor barbecue sauce. 1 and 2 ½ teaspoons of corn syrup. We're gonna microwave this for 30 seconds and then fridge it until we're ready. Fresh from the microwave. Give that another stir. Let's give it a taste before we let it sit. Pretty good. All right, to the fridge. Now it's time for the important part, the chicken. So I'm going to follow the recipe for the most part, pretty much 99%. Only difference is I'm going to add 1 additional thing. So what I've seen online is one of the secret ingredients is celery salt, and I don't have that. But using the Internet Archive, I noticed that a lot of the items in there have something called accent trademark, like on the salt season mix that used to go on every single burger. And guess what accent is? That's right, kids. MSG. I know. Don't be scared. And there's a chance they don't use accent anymore in their foods, but I'm still gonna add some because you should be using it in your food. I use a spoonful when I make sauce. I use it, not all the time, but I use it. And you should too. Stop being old-timey racist. It's all been debunked. Shut up. Use it. We're going to use that accent in our preparation of the chicken nuggets. This was in the shaker that went on every single burger before it hit the heat. All right? So, quit being a... So here's our chicken. It's been rinsed, cut, trimmed. Not really. Just rough cut, big old chunks, because it's going in the food processor. But before we process it, we're going to add some stuff to it first to make it better. 2 teaspoons of salt. So we're going to bat and bat, and then a bonus. The recipe's for 1 pound of chicken. This is like 1.8. So, LOL. Oops. Okay, calls for a teaspoon of white pepper, but we're just gonna kind of do a little more than that. Sure, that much. 2 tablespoons plus cornstarch. Our secret ingredient, the white stuff. We're just gonna hit it with a bit of that, and that's it. That's all we're doing. Hello, we have a food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can probably do it in a blender. Or if not, just buy ground chicken and then just mix it a little. Should be easy peasy. We're gonna pop the chicken in there, and we're just gonna hit it until it starts to form like a giant meatball kind of deal. Exactly like the video said. I'd say we're about there. So now we're going to form our nugs. First things first, we're gonna portion them all out using a scoop. So we got our meat paste right here, and we're just gonna mold this delicious crap on this tray. Okay, so we got 17 nugs. Not too shabby. So we're gonna get a bowl of cornstarch ready, because after we form them, we're plopping them in cornstarch, and then throwing them in the freezer for 30 to set up. They're cornstarch. See, in 30 minutes, we're gonna make the batter. But before we do that, while they have some time, when was the last time you calibrated your thermometer? Just get some ice water and your thermometer. 32 degrees, plus or minus 2, it's fine. Just know that it works. So we got a 32.7. I haven't done that in a while, so I figured it was important. Gotta make sure your thermometer is reading correctly, because we're gonna need that thermometer when we're frying these little nugs. 160, and we're good to go. So now let's make the batter. Grab your bowl, make sure it's a bowl you're okay with near the heat, because this is coming with you when you are frying. I like this bowl because it has a rubber bottom. It ain't going anywhere. 1 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of cornstarch, double blap of paprika. Hit it with some salt. Just a tap of white pepper. We got some club soda going in. This calls for a full normal size can. I only had access to the minis, so we're gonna do about 1.5 of the minis. Wanted a runny batter to coat the nugs before they go in the fryer. We got a foil tray with a rack for when we take the nuggets out of the oil. And speaking of oil, want this to get to 350, we'll be taking the temp. Nugs out of the freezer. Batter's ready to go. Thermometer. Oil just hit 350. All right, we're gonna start to drop them. And we got our little drying rack right here. Okay, don't overcrowd. We'll give it 4 minutes. We're looking pretty dang good. Let's get a temp and then we'll keep them going. Over 165. This is batch 3, almost the end. As you can see, they're huge. They're like a giant nugget. It's a Mondo nug. So tips when dropping these in, go fast and be careful. Grabbing the crunchies out, because nobody needs that. Biggest thing, make sure you're constantly checking the temp, because at one point this was approaching 430. So make sure You are adjusting heat up and down. Go fast. You will drip. You will splash. Do that. Quick flip. And that's that. Here we go. They're done. So, yeah, some are missing because we tasted them already. Yeah. Let's plate them up. All right. We're done. Look at that. They're huge. So, let's give them a try. Okay, we're going to try this guy. Okay, we're going to do first bite plain. It's honestly the weirdest thing, and it's sad that it's weird, that it tastes like real chicken. That's the weirdest part. Plain, good. Also, I didn't know my scoop was that big. These are monsters. These are like double or 2.5 nugs. I'm double dipping because this is mine. Okay, that barbecue sauce is so good. It's very tangy in the best way possible. So that's a for sure yes. The sweet and sour got kind of, jammy again. And while it's good, it's not what I want. It's missing that, that's something. It's not quite there yet. So that's either one I want to try again or try a different recipe. Probably both, just in case, because I have so much more of the jams because I only used 1/4 cup of each jar. So I got some wiggle room. I'll try it again and we'll see what happens. But the barbecue sauce, for sure winner. 10 out of 10. It's so good and it takes 2 seconds. I'm glad I have extras of everything. I'm gonna make a whole bucket of that and then just dunk my whole hand in it. Not for nuggets, just for fun. But they're crispy. They taste real. That's probably the most confusing part. They're so good. And you could probably skip a step and start from ground chicken. So if you want to save some time, I wonder if they come out the same. So good. Wow. Okay. Not that I knew it was gonna be bad, but geez. This is goddamn delicious. And at first I was like, oh, only 17? But just look at this. Look. Look, I don't have a banana for scale. It barely dunks in the ramekins. Like, it's too big. See? Look how much dunks. That should be fully submerged. You only get the outside. So yeah, it's obviously more labor intensive than going to McDonald's, but also McDonald's. McDonald's sucks for so many reasons. This is worth it. When you want a nugget and you know what's in it, this is just plain. This is just plain chicken. There's so much more you can do to this. Reheating? No need to worry about that because these are going to disappear. Oh, hello. It's me from the future. Whoa! Anyway, yeah, there were like 5 left over after that lunch and then dinner. They reheated. You just air fry them, 350. Came out great. They start to brown on the outside a little more. Still goddamn delicious. And that barbecue sauce? Excellence. So good. Who knew combining other barbecue sauces would be so good? But yeah, they reheat, so you could for sure make a batch of them, freeze them, probably thaw them, and then air fry blast them. 10 out of 10, worth it. They are also super filling. So it turns out when it's just chicken in the center, they're very filling compared to when it's all the bullshit. Okay, back to me. Yeah, I really recommend you try these. They're fantastic. And it wasn't too much, honestly. Make them a few times and you get really fast with them. It's really just when you want to break out deep frying, that's the only thing. I don't love doing that because the cleanup and just it's too much. But yes, recommend. Thumbs up. The sweet and sour will work on the barbecue. 10 out of 10. That's this video. Thank you for watching. Stay bored. I'll see you in the next one. Oh my god.